And we are back, although for now it's still a technical pause, but we should be going underway pretty quickly here. It's me, of course, Pop, with me, Atro, to bring you the game, and we'll hear from Travis during the analyzing segment. So right now, looking at this map, Atro, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Who's going to win it?
Man, I mean, I already kind of went through it in the match analysis segment before this and saying, okay, well, 3D Max, I have my hopes in them because they haven't had the greatest of runs out here in the past 3 weeks. But even though they lost against Zero Tenacity once, I feel the fire back out here for the Frenchmen. I feel like they really want to take away at least the Vertigo and the Anubis. Out here on Nuke, I think Zero Tenacity are going to take it. So maybe a 2-1 for 3D Max. But at the same time, Pop, it's really not the greatest of callouts because, again, Anubis 46 maps play coming out of Zero Tenacity. As it comes to the map veto, I think the Balkan side of things out here for Z10 is looking a little bit better, and they could recreate history to take it on down to a 2-1. But I still have to try to go out here for 3D Max. I still think they've got what it takes.
To be honest,
what about you, though?
I was just looking at the veto and thinking, if it goes to the third map, it's Zero Tenacity. But
really,
if it doesn't, I think it could be a 2-0 for 3D Max. I think that Vertigo pick is just such a big difference compared to the previous best of 3, because it was the same thing, right? Last time those two teams played, it was still Zero Tenacity to choose this map, and as I mentioned before, 13-4 for 3D Max. So yeah, I think they stand a pretty good chance of getting this one as 2-0, but we'll see if Zero Tenacity, they change some things around. Surely they did, right? You can't really lose 13-4 and just be like, okay, we lost, unlucky. We're not going to change anything. Yeah, it's not going to go that way, but we are live. Everyone is moving. So it seems like every issue has been solved, hopefully. I hope I didn't
hopefully
curse.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't jinx anything, but it is 3D Max on the CT side. They had the opportunity to choose, and of course they chose the favorite side of the map. Zero Tenacity on the T side. Already some duels happening outside, if I'm not mistaken, as Exercise is taking a quick peek down into Trophy Room. He's going to take down AVN. Going for the second one. Brute Monster just around the corner, although Nemanja found a double, so it's 3-on-2, favoring 3D Max still.
I would have loved to see Nemania's POV right there. P215 hand, gonna be looking in for the third as well. Down towards midi, Brute Monster left by himself on the bomb handle here, and he could find Yoko. Exercise trying to peek on him first. That's a good headshot on the first, but doesn't know about Yoko. Coming into this one, Joko peeks and still doesn't find him. 2v2 remaining, and Brute Monster's calling out for help out here from Nemanja. He wants to turn it around out here into the fight down on the lobby. And actually crunch on down from above. Could actually catch them both off by surprise here. Nemanja behind. Look at this go, Pop. Oh, 1-for-1. Joko gets peeked. And right now the Glock wins out the duel. Well played on the 2v2 here. Brute Monster and Yofo and Nemanja managed to find themselves on over to the first pistol round win.
Well, that is something to note, right? It went so badly for 3D Max, even though it started off so well.
Yeah.
We'll see if 3D Max... They do decide to force up, and I was just looking over. It was the same case in the game that they played before. It was Zero Tenacity to win the pistol round, but then 3D Max won the force buy, and surely Zero Tenacity expect, a force buy here. Although Maka does land a tag onto Nemanja. Gets him down to 30. They are interested in ramp, though. Joko will drop the smoke. MP9 ready. And you do not want to push through the smoke against an MP9. Zero Tenacity.
Ooh.
Oh, good spam, though. They tag Joko down, and that could give them a chance to eventually go towards ramp. And I think they might have heard the sound cue, because they are still very much interested. They're just hanging around lobby, just trying to decide where to attack. But this time, Joko, he does have some support from Maka.
As indeed, Maka on a scout. It's an interesting force buy, right? Because they have 3 SMGs. They can pick up a lot of kill bonuses. Exercise going in for the XM doesn't get him as much kill bonus if he does manage to find a couple of these frags. on the XM anymore, but let's take a look on down. Speaking of Killbone stores, Joko here as Maka shuts down Simke up first, and it's a conga line of death out here for Zero Tenacity. Moving on over to the A side, it's going to be Brew Monster finding the first, trading it on out. And now 4v4, they're going straight into the SMG. That's one headshot, going in for the second. Lucky shuts them all down. Lucky, well played. 3 on the MP9. And AVN left by himself with 20 seconds left to spare. Well done. Here for the CT side, the French will be taking away their first round here as AVN. 10 seconds on the board, spots out one on Gravity, has to drop back down, and Maka ends him off there on the double for the Scout. So there you have it. It's going to be 3D Max on their first round as well.
Well, nicely done by 3D Max. He surprised Zero Tenacity. This was just wonderful from Lucky. Spraying away with the MP9. Unfortunate that if he had just a little bit more bullets, he would have gotten the quad kill there, just shut it down completely. But he was still a very, very good amount of damage. And right now, Zero Tenacity, of course, they won the pistol, lost the force buy, so now they have to, or the anti-eco rather, and they have to force buy as well. It's only pistols, a single Tech 9. They're relying quite a lot on deagles, although a lot of close range duels are going to happen. Joko taking down Brood Monster, AVN behind Squeaky Door. Doesn't swing it open though, it's very risky. Doesn't really have any info on the other side of the door. Jofo, he is very close to the monitor, as we see in his cam there. I would say
He is kissing it.
yeah, I think he has to move his head to look at the minimap, but you know, to each their own. I did see some players play even closer than that somehow. Gravity, Lucky, they are getting the kills here. Exercise with the XM as well, and they do lose Gravity, but in the end, it's still a very good round. 4 players staying alive. Economy is going to be looking better, and now Zero Tenacity, that's actually just going to be, or should be, a clean eco. They didn't get to plant a bomb, so no extra money for them.
Yeah, and now it's going to be another round where 3D Max are just going to be ecoing going up. They're going to be managing to find even more kill bonuses, and it's going to get easier and easier for them to build up that economy. Now, it looks like Lucky is off to a good start. He's really feeling it. We saw his aim being pretty clean right now outside, managing to find 6 frags into the first 3 rounds. And it's also interesting by the fact that 3D Max X Heat again, they are a team that do have themselves a Opper and an IGL at the same place, right? Maka is doing it all. And even though he is we're gonna get to see AVN trying to plant away that bomb. If he manages to, it's gonna be huge, and yeah, he won't. I was about to say that it's really nice to see Oppers being IGLs at the same time, because it makes you think of that Cadian, it makes you think of those great players that can actually go in from the back and kind of be generals, dictating the pace of the game, and trying to get a bigger picture on the whole ordeal. So it's nice to see that Maka off the get-go here had some good callouts, picks up the op, has a little bit of impact as well, 4-1. It's going to be interesting to see how 3D Max go around about this one, because Zero Tenacity, they're going to be going on for their first full buy.
Well, you're expecting an answer here at Zero Tenacity, although Maka with the op, they hit quite a lot of shots, got a lot of important shots here, and he's not really where you expect him to be. You usually expect the op, you know, outside, but he's playing inside the hut, and that can actually be a big surprise. There we go. Opening kill going the way of 3D Max. AVN eliminated. Joko, very good control over towards ramp. Gravity to find Jofo. Maka actually repositioned, and he's in, I would say, an even stronger position right now, or next to the fake vent. There we go.
Wow.
There's a second kill from Maka. They just keep rolling into the crosshair of the Opper. Nemanja did sneak by towards B, but oh, CMK, good pre-aim. Very nicely done, eliminating the enemy Opper, but it's still a 4-on-2. It's still a very complicated situation. And as I wanted to mention, Nemanja, he is sneaked towards B. The problem with B site is that you cannot really get onto the site without making any kind of noise.
Yeah, I can't really do it by yourself. And right now, this is what I do not enjoy seeing out of Zero Tenacity. They're all by themselves. They're playing in 1-by-1. They've peeked into Maka 3 times now, and only the 3rd player was able to take him out. So you've already invested so much manpower, so much utility into these pushes, into these peaks, and now Joko just sends us off like that, right? The MP9 to the dome is going to be looking in for Nemanja as well. 1v4 out here from the Serb, and 20 seconds. Don't really believe he's going to be doing a lot. So there you have it. 3D Max 4-1. Economy is looking goddamn amazing out here for the French side. Zero Tenacity need to find themselves on an answer. Need to find themselves on a comeback. And they're not going to be doing it this round on 6. They're at best going to be doing it on 7.
It seems like there's a little bit of a technical issue right now. A technical pause has been called in. Hopefully nothing too serious here, because of course you want to keep the momentum if you're 3D Max. But sometimes you can't really do anything about it. Sometimes those technical issues do happen and you have to power through them and keep on going. But, you know, so far, again, Zero Tenacity picked up this map, but 3D Max feels like they are actually the ones that picked it. They're playing really, really well. They're reading Zero Tenacity like an open book, and that is what I was scared about, right? Because, again, you need to change something in the week and a little bit that passed after you played this map, and yeah, so far it's just 3D Max powering through the map here. Zero Tenacity not really finding anything, because it wasn't necessarily close, right, on the buy round. Because you can say, yeah, sure, they surprised them in the second round, and then it was the anti-ecos, but after that, it was the first buy round, and in the first buy round, 3D Max, it wasn't flawless, but it didn't really look like very, very complicated, especially after Maka gets himself the opening kill, and then the second one just puts Zero Tenacity in a very rough spot to come back from. And yeah, we'll see how Zero Tenacity reacts, but it just feels like they're gonna need quite a reaction quite soon.
Yeah, now I don't want to jinx Z10 because, again, the same kind of performance was seen on the last nuke that they got to play up against 3D Max 13-4, right? We kind of expected. But the idea is that sometimes, not all the time, definitely not most of the time, but sometimes Zero Tenacity has just one of those days where no one is really performing. Right? Usually you take a look on down to a Nemanja, to a Brute Monster, to maybe even down to a Simcare or a Yofo to try to find themselves on the podium and to try to find as many kills as possible, right? But other times, there are those days and there are those games where no one from Zero Tenacity is really pulling up through for the stage, and no one is really able to find themselves off on the openers, and no one's really able to get the team going. And I really hope that's not the case coming on down here for this best of 3, because I want it to be a close one. I want to see 3D Max being pushed to the edge here and being pushed to the brink of losing, but also still trying to take away their enemy's map pick and their own, so it gets exciting. But we go straight to round number 6 here with an eco coming out of Zero Tenacity. It's going to be pistols. We were expecting this with a couple of flashes here and there. But we'll see after this round how things are really going to be playing on off here for both teams. Now, there were ping issues here, Pop. So hopefully no more of that. Maka doesn't need to crash anymore because he crashed away beforehand as well. 3D Max having a couple of issues with the server. Hopefully everything's figured out now.
Well, in round number 6, Zero Tenacity, pistols in hand and 4 players outside, which is, they have the Tech 9s outside, which is a little bit weird. You would have expected the Deagles to come outside and the Tech 9s to be for fast play inside, but maybe they can surprise Lucky. The wall of smokes is coming in. Oh, shot on a mock-up, but look at this. Lucky, he lines 2 up. Brute Monster comes in with the trade, and there's the weapon retrieved, but they are falling through the smokes, and it's all down to Simk. 1 on 4, 16 HP. Oh, something is blocking him. He didn't realize it, and it was Maka that actually pushed through the smoke, and surely they have no idea. Simk will find a shot onto Gravity, but it will be Maka to close it out with a double kill, and 3D Max claim the other not around. Again, not a lot of damage done. A couple of players going down, but those couple of players that went down, and they were over $12,000 in bank, so it's not going to be an issue to buy up once again for them. And as 3D Max are racking up more and more rounds, we'll see Zero Tenacity potentially calling a tactical pause, but you know, I like the try out of them. Maybe with the weapons it could go a little bit better, but at the same time you do have an op, and that also plays into that kind of a fast strat behind the smokes. Although this time Zero Tenacity, look at Nemanja, he's already down secret.
Yeah, he's going in fast, trying to change things up this time around. Brute Monster on the AWP, trying to hold outside as well. He insta-bought it, so he knows what he wants right now, but Mach is not going to be an easy foe to try to deter from. And now, they're all into secret, they're all heading away for this B side, and I don't know that I don't know if 3D Max are ready for this, actually. Looking on down for it. Good counter util here to slow down the push. The timing's great. But again, this is Zero Tenacity we're talking about. They've done this thousands of times before on Nuke. Simk able to catch one off guard, pushing in aggressive. Exercise will fall to this one. Taking a look on down to this crunch. Let's see. Joko holding it down another angle. That's going to be one. Looking in for the second. Joko doesn't find it as AVN finds a trade back. 2v4 now onto the B side. And Lucky is in a really tough position. Molotov on down to his head. Can he run away? He doesn't need to right now. And they're going back to A-pop.
Oh,
there you go.
Gravity. It was the wrong time to drop through the vent. And, well, the round should be over at this point. Lucky. 1v3. Bomb planted on A. Yeah, I think he's just going to save the M4. If Gravity didn't drop through the vent, just hit behind it. Oh, it could have been bad news for Zero Tenacity. But yeah, a good answer. There we go. Zero Tenacity playing as a pack. It works out, right? They just fast play into Secret and they get the trades, they get the kills, which is very, very important. Lucky not able to take down Simk, and it's going to be Zero Tenacity claiming the second round here. No problem for 3D Max to buy up once again. Not at all, but slowly but surely, Zero Tenacity can work their way back into this game. Still, I do want to preface whatever, or everything I just said with the fact that Zero Tenacity are still on the less favored side of the map. And if they're able to get around 4 or 5 rounds here on the T side, then maybe they, you know, they can slowly turn it around when they get to the CT side. But the fact is, you do need some more action here on the T side. 3D Max this time, they send Maka outside, or I think he's actually, yeah, he's outside looking towards Silo. Although Zero Tenacity, they have all their players down below.
Yeah, but a good response going out here for 3D Max. They've got a lot of players down here. Molotov forces Lucky to try to stay in it, and he goes in the corner. 26 HP remaining. He has been hurt by the dinks, though. So right now, somebody's going to be checking him. 13 HP remaining on the Lucky. He's being Molotoved off again, but he still stays alive. So Zero Tenacity don't know what to think anymore. As Maka finds the first one onto AV and looks in for the second. Gets traded away by the Opper. 4v4 remaining, and Lucky's still in a bad spot here. Tries to run away from Secret and does so. Zero Tenacity kind of stuck outside, but at the same time, they're in the better position. As 3D Max, they don't really want to peek in first. They don't have a reason to, but Joko, at least one player from 3D Max, either Exercise or Joko, has always just been moving on aggressively out here through lobby, trying to find a flank around, but it's way too late. It's way too slow out here. Nemanja takes damage, and so does Brute Monster. One in the second. Gravity, the guys trades. Manages to find two. Exercise stays behind, peels away for the dead teammate. And now a 3v1. Simk's gonna fall. Well played, 3D Max, as they're able to put up the 6th on the board.
Getting an answer back instantly is kind of bad news for Zero Tenacity. You know, they were hoping to string a couple of rounds together, try and get themselves going, but just very nicely done here out of the side of 3D Max, not really allowing any kind of answers or any kind of streaks going on here for Zero Tenacity. Perfect timing from Gravity, almost landing an even bigger multi-kill, but it is 6-2 favoring 3D Max, and Zero Tenacity, that is a very awkward buy. They do have an AWP, they do have a couple of AKs, but a MAC-10 and Jofo, he was on a Glock for a little bit here. Does have a Deagle right now. Nade lands pretty well, does deal some damage. Nemanja constantly playing outside here, constantly keeping 3D Max guessing, but yeah, been guessing right for quite a long while here. Gravity to take down Simk and Nemanja. Lucky was such in a dirty off angle. It was so hard to trade him out. There we go with the kills going in for 3D Max. Brute Monster does get an answer, and Gravity alongside Lucky. They are very low HP, but Brute Monster one bullet away from going down. Just the setup was wonderful outside, right? The off angle behind the blue box into main. Then the player from Secret peeks on out. Very nicely done here out of 3D Max. And Zero Tenacity, surely the round is not over, but it's going to be very complicated.
It will be over in a second. I mean, this was a must-win force buy round coming out of Z10, and now the fact that they are down to a 2v4, they just kind of have to save away this AK and AWP. They can't really do too much besides that. But Brewmonster still decides to peek on in. It's going to be aggressive from Z10, and they're going to be trying their luck in a 2v4 scenario. Moving on in here, AVN next to his teammate, Maka outside, well, on ramp, and Gravity finds one. Ooh, AVN, nice trade around, had the timing, but couldn't really find more than the barrel there as he goes down. 3 players left alive for 3D Max. Economy keeps rolling, and the tape still goes out here as 3D Max are 5 rounds above Z10. And Pop, 2 rounds are not enough to be moving away to that CT side to try to win it.
No. I would agree.
Wow.
That's not really what you want to see here when you're on the side of Nuke, but it's not over. You know, they should be able, or not should, but can be able to get 3 more rounds here in the first half. 7-5 wouldn't be all that bad. Although this one is only take 9s and a P250. This might actually work out in their favor if they start playing fast into that A side. Although Maka's there, exercise doubles up. And, oh well, it wasn't such a good idea if I think about it again. It's Nemanja all alone. No damage has been dealt at all to 3D Max. Maka peeks out once again.
Wow.
He's on a roll. He's 12-4. Not to mention Lucky's 14-4. So far, it's all 3D Max.
Yeah, individuals popping away here for the French team, and Maka, I love his playstyle. At first I thought he was playing passively, waiting for them to get into his crosshair, but right now he's so dynamic. He's moving on, and look at his perspective, right? He's just going after them on a pistol round, mind you, right? Going up against pistols that are very fast, very mobile. He fights with an AWP and wins out 3 different duels. Like, that is definitely great coming out here from the IGL. And Maka's gonna keep on going. Z10, they call out a tactical timeout. And they will be going in for the full buy. This time around, though, you have a Godly Opper and Lucky next to him, who's even better, shutting you guys all down. What do Zero Tenacity do right now? It's penultimate round of the first half here. It's slowly but surely crunching on in the fact that Nuke is going to be over sooner than expected if this keeps up. And 3D Max, they're trying to end it off as fast as possible. They're trying to take us away to that second map of Vertigo, which is their own map pick, remember, to try to have a chance at a 2-0 out here into this best of 3. Because Zero Tenacity, they are not showing up what they're made of.
With Monster lining something up here. Oh, never mind. Joko, he actually pushed in from ramp, almost took down Jofo. Might be a little confusing there with Joko and Jofo, but bear with me. It is player advantage for the side of Zero Tenacity. Maybe this is the round that they can start getting things done. Still 8-4. Really? I mean, 8-4 would not be the end of the world. Maka, though. This is
imagine.
Like, this is not an angle that you usually play with an AWP.
Yeah, imagine he just shot there. You know, that wall. Oh, Brewmonster finds the Opper. Okay, there you go. It went through Squeaky, right? He stayed in the corner, and somehow the barrel was spotted. Brewmonster just tried his luck, and he did connect on the shot. Maka down, 4v3. And yet still, I favor the chances out here for 3D Max. They're all stuck out there onto lobby. And the only one really getting a different angle is going to be Nemanja out here. But he's on down towards the vent side. And he was mollied off just now. So he has to wait 30 seconds. Will they be pushing B right now? That's exactly what Simke wants to do. He's eyeing up for those vents. But there's not that much time remaining. I think they're going into the A side pop here. And it is going to be a 2-man defense coming out here for 3D Max.
Yeah, and they got a third player very close by. Although AVN gets a shot into gravity. Exercise in heaven. Oh, there's the plan. Lucky denies it. Oh, but they didn't expect the player next to the fake vent. It is Simke to take down Exercise. And there we go. Zero Tenacity getting another one on the board. 3D Max. I guess we could see they maybe got a little bit ahead of themselves. Maybe they started to be a little too aggressive for their own well-being. Because this aggressive push without anything out of Joko, sure, he could have surprised. But at the same time, Zero Tenacity, you know, they are expecting those kind of plays. It is, you know, we are getting ourselves into the last round of the first half, so it's not really going to matter in a second here, but just taking that into account, they do want to get another round on the board here, get themselves into an even better position to switch to the less favored side of the map. 8-3, and it is round number 12, where Zero Tenacity get themselves into lobby. This time, interestingly enough, there's no Nemanja outside, so I would expect kind of a set strat out of the side of Zero Tenacity, maybe an A execution.
Maybe. I mean, for now, we've only seen A. Zero Tenacity haven't gone down to B once. And now, let's take a look on down. Gravity finds yet another one onto the trade. Back away from Mini. It's going to be AVN shutting down Exercise and Lucky. The fallout here for 3D Max. Once again, the crunch works out. Zero Tenacity, they find the frags needed. And they get inside of that A side. It might be a little bit too late, but it's definitely not too little. As an 8-4 split is even good enough out here. 1v4 though, Joko. He needs to somehow find this. Headshot spotted, but he's still not taken on down. There it is. That is going to be an 8-4 split. Zero Tenacity do bring it back with 2 rounds of their own here in the end. But are those 2 rounds going to be sufficient? Is the 8-4 enough here, Pop, to get Zero Tenacity back on track onto their CT side of their own map pick?
If we're looking at the recent result on this map, it wasn't. It was 3D Max to get 5 rounds in a row on the T side and close it out there. So Zero Tenacity, they need this pistol round just to get, you know, the confidence going, to get some momentum, to get themselves onto this map. Because it was mostly 3D Max. Towards the end of the half, yes, Zero Tenacity did find some success, but it was too late. And we'll see if it was too little. Now, 3D Max. There's a smoke already outside. Lucky with the P250 long range. He does want to battle the player inside garage. Although there's the second player close by. Lucky does get by and he takes down Brood Monster. What a shot to start things off here. Sees a second player. Lucky with a double kill. There's a reason he's the top fragger. Look at this from Maka though. Oh, they start backing away. Maka will go down to AVN, and I would say that's a mistake out of Maka.
Well, he didn't know, right? He had to find the info. Yofo finds it, another one on the trade back, but Yofo's still left alive out here. It's the last man standing, 32 HP, and I think that's the end of the pistol round here at Pop. Not looking great for Zero Tenacity anymore, as 3D Max pick up this pistol round. They get the next going as well. It's done and dusted. It's double digits away here for the French. It's going to get real tough here for Zero Tenacity to try to make a comeback into this one. And even if they want to, they need to find a miracle. They need to find that person to really bring them back. For now, it's been AVN finding most of the frags. But when you're fighting people like Lucky and Maka, I mean, you already got to see how well the aim department goes out here for these guys. I don't even want to think about what's going to happen when it comes down to actually just an all-out brawl between these two sides.
Well, it's fully OSP round for Zero Tenacity. Not enough rounds to account for a force buy here. Utility coming through from the side of 3D Max, and they have a couple of Mac 10s. Maka and Gravity would be very happy to find all of those USPs. Zero Tenacity, though, they will push outside, try and get in behind the side of 3D Max, and maybe try and wait for some exit kills. It wouldn't really be that bad. Although Exercise, he could be overwhelmed, and he's gonna go down to Jofo, so they're gonna need to clean up here. Gravity with a triple kill is gonna be huge. It's gonna be a lot of money on the side of Gravity. AVN, though. Okay. I mean, there's not really a danger for the round, or is there?
No, I mean, the round's already won here by 3D Max. They plan away the bomb. Surely not! Surely the defuse doesn't go on through. Avian finds yet another. Lucky, can you get to the side in time? I don't believe it coming on down. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That round just was too much coming out here for Zero Tenacity. They took down 4 players and they were about to defuse. That got my heart beating a little bit.
Yeah, that was getting scary there for 3D Max, and this is what I was mentioning, right? When I said that maybe they got ahead of themselves, because they're thinking, okay, it's the same thing as it was when we last played them. We're confident we're gonna win this. Well, you better watch out. You almost lost a full eco round, so
yeah.
We'll see what happens. You know, Zero Tenacity, they have the full M4s. There's no op yet on their side or on 3D Max's side, but we'll see what the M4s can do. They have quite a lot of players onto that A side, 4 to be precise, or at least 2, and a couple that are very, very close to help out if needed, if they were expecting a fast play out of 3D Max. Although 3D Max can't really risk around like that because they did lose 4 weapons, so they had to reinvest into 4 weapons. Gravity does sneak by into Secret, and 3 players towards Squeaky Door. AVN going down the vent. He could have a good angle if they decide to try to go towards B.
Good indeed. No flashes down there onto Gravity. Only a smoke and a nade, and I don't think he's going to be using up that smoke to try to clear out 4 hallway. Joko trying to push up a little bit out here in towards Squeaky. Nade doesn't go on through. Nemanja finds 2 out here. Maka taken down to the fight. And oh, bringing out the knife. Not going to be looking great out here for Joko. Lucky can find another headshot. Makes it happen. 2v2 now. And even though Nemanja already found himself up to a double kill, Yofo needs to find something out here. Good smoke. Oh, the timing. 30 seconds, and it is going to be up to the Sniper Nest player, to the window player, to try to peek on down. Brute Monster nowhere to be seen. It's Yofo in a 1v2, basically. Until the drop down happens! Gravity! That is an amazing shot down onto Yofo. 1v2, and the bomb's gonna go down. Brute Monster, not yet known. Gravity can definitely fall, only 21 HP remaining. A flash onto Lucky can deter him from pushing. Brute Monster, timing is everything, and he spots out Lucky. Oh, there you have it, 1v1. A single bullet's gonna make the difference out here up against Gravity. Time taken away, but it doesn't matter. Brute Monster checks in behind. He reloads, and now he's being heard. Around down here onto Squeaky. The bomb's planted away for a long side. In for the double doors. He only taps it away here, and Brute Monster's still standing. There's the headshot coming out of Gravity. And there you have it. 3D Max on 11. They win out the clutch, and they manage to basically secure themselves this map.
Walk around was so smart out of Gravity. It was just, you know, the bomb plant, it made no sense for the last player to be towards single door. Very smart, very nicely done there, and a huge clutch. Even though they were in an unfortunate situation here, 3D Max for quite some time, then they turned it around, then it was again kind of scary, but they do get it going. 11-4, as you mentioned, and it is pistols on the side of Zero Tenacity. Although, compared to last time, they do have some upgraded pistols. They just need to land the headshots. If they don't, it's going to be 3D Max on map point, and you could just see a repeat of the last game that they played against Zero Tenacity on this map. Flash coming through towards Secret. Lucky takes down AVN. A second one from Lucky. They try to overwhelm Lucky, but he's having an amazing game. He's 23-7. Joko with a shot onto Brute Monster. And it's all down to Nemanja and Jofo. Very well-timed molly there. Nemanja has to go back up the ladder. Jofo's been found by Maka, and yeah, that's about it. It's map point with a flawless round from 3D Max.
And no one is stopping the French side out here onto Nuke. Lucky is going insane. 24-7. You mentioned it, right? Maka, he's been put to a little bit of a stop away from that CT side, right? He went insane. He had 12 kills at the beginning of the half. Now he has 13. But it doesn't matter, because he doesn't have the time to pick up these kills. They're being stolen away by everybody from that T side. And 3D Max, they are just playing it out of the park here onto Cedar Creek. I mean, they are literally one away from winning it out here on their enemy's map pick. Remember, we go into Vertigo up next, and it's the map pick coming out of 3D Max. 3D Max, they wanted to go on Vertigo, and this, oh, look at this. Yofo might just be caught off surprised here. Exercise could have the first frag of the round, but oh my goodness, Yofo doesn't get seen. He moves around, and instead he finds the first one. Picking up his 5th kill of the game right now. Definitely would have loved to see a little bit more out of him. But definitely, it's never too late. He can come back. But he needed 8 in a row pop. I don't think that it's that believable that they make that comeback. That's sort of a comeback here onto Nuke.
I mean, even in the situation that they're in right now with a player advantage, it doesn't necessarily mean that they got the round in the bag, you know. 3D Max, they are very much able to answer back, even though they have a player disadvantage at the moment. They send a couple of players down into Secret. Lucky, in the meantime, finds Nemanja. Makes it an equal situation. Maka drops down onto main with a MAC-10. It's not the strongest weapon they have at their disposal, but in the meantime, he finds an M4 and he takes down AVN. Brute Monster will answer back with a shot into Maka. It's a good position. It's a good kind of crossfire here from Zero Tenacity with Joffo. And also Simke will be swinging in from single door. Joffo does get a kill. Simke with one onto gravity. And there we go. They hold down the site. Simke and Joffo. They allow Zero Tenacity to survive. But there's still enough money in the bank for 3D Max to buy up once again. So they cannot really breathe a sigh of relief. I mean, they can't really for the 7 rounds that they have to get in a row. After that, if they manage to secure overtime, then they can breathe a sigh of relief just a little bit until, you know, they start playing once again. A tactical pause called in by 3D Max as well.
I mean, they're the ones that are taking it, right? They're just trying to end this one off as fast as possible. Get ready for Vertigo back up again here. I would like to see those Zero Tenacity putting up a little bit more of a fight. I wouldn't mind them. Treat the remainder of this nuke as a little bit of a warm-up. You know, try to get them ready. Try to actually make the aim work out here for the individuals. Because if that happens, then it's still possible to see a reverse sweep. It's still possible to see Zero Tenacity trying to get back into it. And I wouldn't be too surprised, right, to see them really go toe-to-toe with 3D Max onto Vertigo, and then have a very interesting map of Anubis, right? Because it would be their 47th map in play out here for the desert. So we would see Masters at work. For now, I don't know if we're going to get to that point in time or not. Smoke wall outside. Gravity making headway out here throughout Secret, and he's going to be meeting up with one first up here immediately as Nemanja will be shut down. The movement coming out here for 3D Max. They're done playing around, Pop. They're done messing about. They're ready to go. And you can tell that Gravity is has lost his temper, has lost his patience. Maka traded out here by the AWP. Brewmonster now spotted. Info has been gathered. Nobody on that B site. As we do have Brewmonster trying to join up out here with Joffo onto ramp. One's gonna fall, and the other will soon as well, most likely. This is looking like a done deal out here for Z10, but maybe Brewmonster still has it in him alongside Simk, and there you have it. Maybe they really do.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Brewmonster, but Simk now in a one-on-one. Oh, he's caught out. It's an awkward one, but Lucky will take down Simk, and it is 3D Max to claim the first map. I mean,
palm that cast off to you now, guys. See you after Vertigo to have a quick chat about it. Maybe we'll...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the analyst go. Pop, it's gonna be us two on the mic here. 3D Max, Zero Tenacity, Vertigo. Let's see what they've got.
well, so far, 3D Max slowly making their way up the ramp, and Zero Tenacity, they are quite focused onto mid and B. I think they were expecting a potential split, although the smokes are coming in. Joffo does rotate in to help out Nemanja. Oh, and Nemanja instantly eliminated off of the site. There we go, bomb site empty. Gonna go for the bomb plan, is expecting a potential double nade on default. Oh, they actually throw the nade well here, Zero Tenacity, but 3D Max, they make it safely back, apart from Lucky, but Lucky's looking for kills, and he's gonna get a couple of them. Very nicely done. You want to get another head start here in terms of kills. Lucky with a triple, and Brewmonster, oh, he's gonna get knifed by Lucky. Okay, that's a quad kill to start things off, and in style at that. Okay then, 3D Max, it's your own map pick. Do whatever you want.
Oh my goodness, 6k in the bank here for Lucky off the bat, and he goes in with the knife out. He was so confident. I mean, this man just didn't stop. He went into his crosshair, and look at him just tapping away. He didn't even move vertically with the crosshair, and yeah, there you have it. That's amazing coming out of Lucky. I was half expecting to hear Travis come in from the back and be like, see, I told you. Going on down, take a look on that, right? Yeah, he did it right now for us. But yeah, incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I really expect to see a knife here in the pistol round. Usually those are reserved for flanks, but not this time around. 3D Max, they are up against the full eco here from Zero Tenacity, so this one I want to say shouldn't be too complicated, but last time we saw them on the T side against the full eco, they almost lost the round. So I'll not get ahead of myself as Zero Tenacity are looking for those headshots. Gravity will take down Joffo. Quite a lot of damage, to be honest, for a USP round, but Nemanja, he's gonna go down to Gravity, and surprisingly, 3D Max, they survive with all their players alive. Not barely alive, but alive.
Yeah, empty threats as no one dies here. No need to reinvest into the game. 3D Max still keep on going. As this bonus buy, if they win this one, Pop, it's already off to a terrible start for Zero Tenacity. Not gonna lie to you on this one, right? Z10 going for their full buy here. They need momentum back. They need something to cling on to. Because if they are not able to do that, they're just gonna be left with their eyes sitting in the sun. And it's going to get really tough out here for the Balkan side to try to recuperate from that point onwards. But now, SimK, he can definitely make a difference. If he tries to find Lucky out first here, he's going to have an opener and a B-bomb site quite literally to himself. So 3D Max, they have to be wary and they have to be slow about their approach coming on to round number 3 here. Again, remember, it's a bonus buy, so you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to lose out players. You don't have to win the round, but if you do, it's going to be very, very... well, easy to try to win off the back of that.
That's 3D Max. They're waiting for Zero Tenacity to start being a little bit more aggressive as they do have the weapons, but that's not really what Zero Tenacity are about here. They're just going to take their time, changing around their positions. Malka boosted up, no one spotted in heaven. Oh, but there's a player spotted in mid. They do have some utility they can use to annoy the players here, and the smoke comes in. AVN starts spraying, but they haven't started pushing through just yet. In the meantime, it's going to be Lucky to put some pressure onto the site itself. SimK to eliminate Lucky, and they're already up 2 players. Zero Tenacity, a good position to be in as Maka does eliminate Brood Monster. Nemanja in a pretty strong position here next to Heaven. He backs off. And Maka, he could have a chance here, but AVN strikes. It's a 4-on-2. Good nade to start things off here onto the A side. Joko needs this kill, but he's only going to get a dink. And Gravity able to get a bomb planted at least. It's going to be some extra money, but it's going to be the first round on the board for Zero Tenacity. You know, that looks a little better.
It does look a little better, but at the same time, objective reached out here for the T side, right? They get the bomb down. They now have a lot of cash to work with. They're able to even go for the AKs and to have cash left over in case they do lose out another 1.9k. If they hold on down to like 1k dollars, it should still be fine for a force buy round. It looks like they went in for the full util though, so that's not going to be the case. 3D Max are going to be going in for their full buy. And Zero Tenacity, if they're able to take down 2 in a row here, they're able to get back into the game. They're able to show us something very, very nice. Until we get to see that though, this is how they actually made it happen. And 4 guys saved away their guns as well out here for the CT side, so they're going to be looking better and better as things move forward. SimK takes a lot of damage though, and that nade just has his name written all over it. He's got a full belt of utility as well, so better to throw them out early than never. As yeah, this is going to be turning away into a pretty big defend the hill situation here for SimK, because no one's helping him out. Everyone is down towards that A side for the CT side.
Very tight angle and very defensive here from Maka. He's waiting for his teammate to help him out. Comes in. Oh, and they spotted a player there. Brood Monster has to back away. Ramp is going to be very important, and it seems like 3D Max are able to get it with a single kill onto Brood Monster. The utility usage is also very, very good out of there from 3D Max. AVN boosted up. Although 3D Max, they're all coming in towards Ivy, so this boost is dismantled, and they get around the corner safely, or at least AVN does, because Jofo's no more. 5-1-2.
Wow.
And this was basically just, you know, a couple of duels from Zero Tenacity, where only a single player peeks into multiple. It wasn't necessarily anything special in this one. It was just, you know, peeking in 1 by 1, which is not a good idea.
I mean, 3D Max literally just walked into the site, basically. They were allowed to do that because Zero Tenacity, as you mentioned, were trying to be proactive, right? We're trying to peek into them, and they were not doing it together. They were doing it by themselves, hoping for the best, and the best, well, was 3 players waiting down for your head. That's exactly what happened. 3D Max going for a flawless round out here into the 4th one. As they should be making it 3-1 here. Nemanja looking in to try to find some exit frags, and it's not even gonna happen. Oh my goodness, Davian, you have to run away here. There is cash for a force buy into the next round for the CT side, but if you don't win that one, it is going to be a cry for help, definitely, out here for the CT side. Because 3D Max Pop, I mean, just look at the amount of cash they've got. Look at the way they play right now. They're confident, and they have reason to be confident as well.
Yeah, it's a tough spot after losing the first map. It's a tough spot to be in. Zero Tenacity, I think what I've seen worked out for them on Nuke as well is just working as a pack. I know on CT side it might be a little harder, you know, you can't really have all of your players in a single position. But I do think they are showing a little too much respect to 3D Max, and 3D Max are actually using that fact against Zero Tenacity, so we'll see if they decide to be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe down the ramp, you know, throw 3 players at the problem. Joko does take down Nemanja through the wall. And it's going to be Jofo falling to Lucky as well. So, yeah, the aggression was not really all that well timed because, I mean, Jofo pushed by himself. Once again, is the big problem where they do want to take the duels, but they are taking them one by one. And it's not really all that good. Doesn't really work all that well. AVN, oh my god, what a shot out of Maka. I could have sworn that AVN has got that locked down, but never mind. Simke with a kill onto Joko through the smoke, but I mean, the round is over at this point, 2-4.
Yeah, they have to run away, save away one more time here. 3D Max are just absolutely demolishing the side of Zero Tenacity. And I can't even pinpoint it on down here, Pop. I can't even tell that if this is a problem with their positioning, if this is a problem with their individuals, or what's up, but something ain't right. And Zero Tenacity, this is not the usual team we get to see out of them, right? This isn't the usual Balkan Titan that we are used to seeing absolutely demolish bigger teams, right? Because Zero Tenacity, whether you like it or not, are one of those teams that usually do better against better teams.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And we were talking before, right? As 3D Max, they kind of do the same, but against teams that are ranked lower than them, they sometimes struggle. I think it's just because Zero Tenacity play a very good kind of a play style, right? And I think that's how 3D Max are able to counter it, because they're used to seeing this, right? Because some of the teams that come into the tier 2 to tier 3 space, maybe they have unusual strategies, maybe they have strategies that, you know, don't really work anymore at the highest levels, and that's how you surprise the good teams. But in this kind of situation, it seems like 3D Max, they are just, you know, not really doing anything special, and they're just straight up winning the duels when they have multiple players speaking into a single one. A tactical pause called in here by Zero Tenacity, trying to find out what's going wrong and how can they fix it. And to be honest, it's kind of hard to say, right? I mean, of course, sure, maybe a little bit more aggression could help. You know, they have a couple of M4s with the pistols. Try in this round. Try and see how it goes, right? Because you're still gonna buy in the next round either way, so we'll see if that's the case. Although 3-man boost from the side of Zero Tenacity. Brute Monster. Oh, he's been spotted. They constantly expect the boost here. 3D Max, very nicely done. Very awkward spray here, but Lucky will get the kill in the end. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-on-2. That is so smart. That is so nicely done from 3D Max.
Yeah, it's amazing the fact that they're still able to come up with plays like this one. Like, Lucky just doesn't stop. He's 9-1, and he's not seeing any possibility of turning it down right now. Yeah. Simke, with the gun he saved away from the last round, he's still gonna try to save it away one more time, but still goes in for some exit frags. AVN can die with the bomb here for all he cares. Only a P250, he doesn't save away that much. And yeah, I mean, Zero Tenacity, Pop, give me something to work out here. Give me something to work with here, because this is just momentum, riding things off here for the T side, and finally Simk finds some extra frags here. At least shuts 3 down, so economical damage will be instigated. But it's still 5-1. Ooh. And there you have it. Simk finds another.
Okay, it's not that bad, you know, that he gets some damage done. But the round is still not won. The round is still going in favor of 3D Max, so 5-1. As Zero Tenacity will get a buy and they will have an op, while 3D Max do not. Not for the lack of money. It could just be a playstyle thing, right? It could be one of the teams that doesn't really play the op, because that actually hinders your movement. And I argue every time that, you know, people saying Vertigo is a T-sided map or a little bit of a T-sided map. That's only when you play to the strengths, whereas you need to play fast to use that. AVN. Oh, I was getting ready to say he could surprise here, but nothing gets past 3D Max. They check for boosts, they check for unusual positions. Just 3D Max aggressing through mid, brute forcing through the side of Zero Tenacity. It's Simk and Joffo, 2-on-4. And they will get the site. I would expect Simk to start, you know, worrying about sight, and Lucky to be able to get this kill. Oh, he doesn't move, but Lucky still gets that kill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean...
you, just for a second, Arthur, you said that you wanted something to work with. I got nothing. I have no idea.
I mean, you're not the one that has to give me something to work with, right? It's Zero Tenacity, and they're just not pulling through out here at all.
Yeah.
And this surprises me, right? Because coming into it, I think Trav as well was saying that maybe, you know, there is a chance here for Zero Tenacity. There is a little bit to talk about, especially going down to Vertigo. Maybe it's a map that they don't necessarily enjoy. It's their weakness coming into this one. But someone had to step through. Someone had to pull through here, and no one is yet doing it. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be correct that before into the pregame I mentioned the fact that this could just be one of those days where no one is really pulling through here for the side of Z10. And it's very rare to see it. It's very rare to see those days, but they're not impossible. And it just might be one of those right now.
I want to see this again, just making sure that every single corner is checked. I mean, that's basic Counter-Strike, right? That's how you have to play the game, just making sure there's no spot that you left unchecked, because every time you're gonna let that spot be unchecked, that's when the enemy is gonna be there.
Yeah.
That's just Sonic's law, or someone's law, I guess. But 3D Max, 6-1, fast playing way. Once again, the strength of the map. If you are fast on the T side, you can surprise the enemy team. Maybe not this time, though, as Brood Monster and Nemanja get the first 2 kills. Nemanja with the 5-7 long-range duel. Brood Monster takes down Exercise as well, and well, this one looks good, even though it's not necessarily the best round in terms of weaponry from the side of Zero Tenacity. 3D Max, it's lucky surprise finding someone so close behind, and AVN will take down Maka. There we go. It works out in favor of Zero Tenacity. Now, Atro, why did it work out?
Positioning, finally.
Yeah,
positioning.
I would agree.
And this time around, utility as well, right? Because this is one of the first few rounds where we get to see Zero Tenacity actually throw the nades back. They're not just taking it in, they're not just waiting for them to pass, they're actively using what they've got in their toolkit. And you can see it right here, right? Even though it was an eco round, they had enough to play with. They realized it's going to be an A hit, and they started throwing away the nades. They started throwing away the smokes and the flashes, and it worked, right? They were all just put in together, and you got to see Zero Tenacity actually take it away from 3D Max on an eco round. Very important, because now there's economy in play. Now there's something to talk about, and there's also 2 AWPs on either side.
Okay, so now Maka can try taking on Brood Monster. Simk needs to be careful. He was spotted there by Maka. Op was heard as well, so that's a lot of information for the side of Zero Tenacity. Brood Monster coming in here to help out. But 3D Max, they will not commit to the site just yet. It's way too early on. If you're not rushing, you might as well play time. You know, not be in a hurry. They're gonna boost up, and Maka, he expects this position. Free kill onto Joffo there. Or from a jump, not really on a bullet, not really committing anything else to that peak, and They get rewarded for that. AVN. Smoke for Ivy, but there's a lot of players coming in towards him. Simke takes down Lucky on the other side of the map, but Lucky was there just to divert the attention. It doesn't really matter that he goes down. The flashes are perfect. Brood Monster and AVN, I think they were both blinded for about like 6 seconds. They couldn't really see anything. Very nicely done by 3D Max. It seems like, you know, the A site, they have quite a lot of expertise on it. They know how to use the utility, how to throw the flashes, and sure, they have been surprised, you know, a couple of rounds ago, but they answer back instantly. And I think that's one of the strengths. We've seen them do this on Nuke as well. Not allowing the enemy team to link rounds together, to get momentum going, to get confidence going is very good, because 3D Max, they're the ones dictating the pace of the game.
Yeah, it's that experience coming in from the EPL, right? The flash is just right on point. That's the power of utility coming down onto a game like this one, and it's beautiful to see, right? It just works when it does. And when I take a look on down to 3D Max, I don't know about you, Paul, but it just reminds me of the old style of play, right? Of that very calculated, like, momentum-based style of play that we got to see basically last year inside of the CCT in CSGO, or just even before that, down in like 2021 or 2020, with how teams usually used to just wait around, execute in a site really nicely, use up all their util, and go in at the same time, right? Have everything called out, have everything calculated. And I feel like that's how 3D Max want to play it, and they're doing it amazingly under the guide of Maka. So well done for the boys on over here for 3D Max. Zero Tenacity just need to start doing the same and try to bounce back on this one. But it's already 7-2, right? I mean, 3D Max have already won out the half on their T side of Vertigo. It's their own map pick too, so this is looking a bit doom and gloom here for Zero Tenacity.
And interestingly enough, 3D Max are better percentage-wise, at least, at the CT side.
Oh, okay.
Monster, good reaction. I was scared. I was gonna see just an instant kill. They're out of exercise. Simke, though, he has a pretty good read on what's happening here. He was paying attention to the wooden plank to his left there, but that tick from the molly might have given his position away. Maka waiting behind the smoke. Check the white box for a second. Lucky. He's gonna get by unnoticed. Takes down Simke. Another one going the way of Lucky. And it is a third as well. My god. We were talking about 3D Max as a team, but Lucky, he's been so good on Nuke. He's so good here as well. 13-3. Gets the second op in hand as well. Just, you know, he's low HP, so you could use that better than an AK. But Zero Tenacity, they don't even want to hear about it. They don't want to try this. It's gonna be 8-2. This is such a good first half out of 3D Max, and Zero Tenacity not finding their footing at all. And sometimes, you know, it's the fast plays of 3D Max that surprises. Sometimes it's just good team play. Other times it's just Lucky being good at the game.
Yeah, couldn't have put it better. I mean, coming on down, we were waiting on Maka and Lucky to be that duo, right? That dealt away with the first map of Nuke. And now he just seems to be doing it by himself, honestly. I mean, 13-3, he's being followed up by his teammates as well, which is really important when you have a star player to start absolutely demolishing the enemy team. If he doesn't have anyone around him, it's not going to work. But he does have Joko, he does have Maka, he does have Gravity, actually making headspace for him to be allowed to do whatever he wants, right? Because he knows Lucky can peek into these angles, try to find these duels, because behind him there are still competent teammates to take on the site if he goes down, right? So he has that confidence, he has that backup, and you get to see him be very aggressive, be very free, and because of that, he's 13-3, right? So, gotta give it away out here for 3D Max. Simke tries his luck out there on that peak with a flash, nothing happens. It's round number 11 already, and we can already kind of see the end in sight out here, can't we, Pop? Coming out here for 3D Max. It's just 5 rounds away.
Yeah, Simke does have some help from a teammate in mid, but he goes down after taking down Maka. Can AVN answer back before they get the site? For now, 3D Max, they are stuck here because of the molly. Miss Nate as well. Do take a little bit of damage, but that actually dismantles the aggression onto the A ramp. And one thing I also wanted to mention is that it feels like Zero Tenacity, they are giving away quite a lot of map control quite easily, and that they could use that against the side of 3D Max from time to time. Brood Monster, though, has a good angle with the op. Should be able to surprise the first player peeking in. Although, I don't think we could have seen his feet. Oh, there we go. He's gonna take down Joko. Nade dropped. Good damage, but it's gonna be hard for 3D Max to go through the opper here. As long as he hits the shots, of course. Joko on site. Playing inside the smokes. Brood Monster gonna take down Lucky, and there we go. It goes downhill as soon as they start rolling into the opper. Although they could surprise him. Look at that gravity. He was completely overlooked. AVN put a kill onto Exercise, and now he realizes that there's another player on site, but Jofo swings out of the smoke, gets the kill, and it's 0 Tenacity on the 3 rounds on the board. Yeah, at least they got something going. 4-8 or 8-4, however you want to call it. Considering how the game has been looking so far, I think it would be pretty good for 0 Tenacity. You know, with a piston round, it could go to 8-6, potentially 8-7 if 3D Max decide to force on the CT side. So there's still some life left in the side of 0 Tenacity. Because again, this is the second map. You need to win here. You lose, you're out. You win, you go to Anubis, sure, but that's where you're at home at.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice attempt coming out here from Gravity to try to make it back there. You got to see it. And now going into the last round of the first half here, Exercise is already going in wild. Jumbo finds 2 though. Jumping on out from the sandbags position. Manages to find them with Bruce Monster back online as well. 0 Tenacity, there might be a chance out here for them to bounce back. It's looking decent. Low HP as well into Maka and Joko to get back into the safe side. Again, we didn't get to see too many BXX. For now, it's only been A, and A again. And with 3D Max, hey, it's been working. Brute Monster as well has been doing the rounds out here. But Maka! What a nice peek on him. Brute Monster did not expect the Opper to be the one to check into Ivy. So now, a whole minute left on the clock. And Simk doesn't have enough info to rotate around, but now he does. Execution down towards the A side. Nades go away. And now the smoke to trade. It's going to be AVN holding it down out here onto the site. Got more than enough time. They peek on down. Maka out of the fight. 2v2 remaining and still 14 HP onto Joko, but he doesn't care about the numerical values of his HP. Right now, he only cares about where AVN is. They're both gonna peek him, and it's gonna be Lucky to shut him down. 9-3, and it's not even gonna be a replay of the first map on an 8-4 split. They can't even pull that through. 0 Tenacity. Even if they win the pistol here, it might just be too tough. 3D Max on their way to victory.
Yeah, they just look unstoppable. From time to time, surely some magic happens and 0 Tenacity are able to steal away around. But look at this, just a 3-on-4. They really messed up that kill onto the player behind sandbags. But even still, with this peak as well, Lucky just feeling very, very confident. And why wouldn't he? He's 14-4, right? Very risky jump there in that peak. That could have left his teammate in a 1-on-1. But it still works out. And with a 9-3, as you mentioned, I mean, if they win the piss round, technically it's not over, but look at this. Exercise is just wallbanging them with a set of dualies. Gravity does get dinged, so now he needs to hit the instant headshot, and he does. What a shot on the Simke. AVN will take down Exercise, though. Joko struggling, and all of a sudden, from a 4-on-3, it's a 1-on-3. Maka all alone, pushing quickly from behind. Dualies in hand, and he's going to be triple peaked. Even with the dualies, you can't really do anything against the triple peak. 0 Tenacity winning the pistol round. And there we go. Now, the question is, do 3D Max force up? I mean, on Nuke, it worked out on the CT side, and they're gonna use that as an example.
If it works, don't change it, right? I mean, go for it again. Gravity, that was a very nice tap. But AVN, he was the man of the match here. He managed to actually find himself on a triple kill, shut them all down. And now, 3D Max, look, they are very composed. They call out a tactical pause. They realize they lost an important round to try to end this one off. And you can see it in the face of AVN there. He's a little bit annoyed by this tactical pause because momentum is not going to be going back to their side of the court, right? It's still going to be going in a way with 3D Max here because they're going in for that force buy. They're trying to be decisive and they're trying to take it away from 0 Tenacity as fast as possible. So the name of the game here for the Balkan squad is going to be stick together, push the site fast. You're fighting pistols, you're fighting MP9s, it's going to be close range, and the more you can just take them by surprise, the better it's going to be for their side. So 0 Tenacity, we'll see if they employed their utility right. They've bought a lot of it in round number 2 of the second half. So let's see them move into that A site one more time.
Well, they're trying to surprise with the Mac 10s. Joko, he's going to be the first one to go down. 3 more MP9s in play. A Deagle for Gravity. Maka's basically just hiding on site, waiting for Zero Tenacity to come in closer so he can strike with the SMG. Does that make it... That does make it risky. Wait, 3D Max? They back away. Are they straight away saving?
I think they are.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad call, to be honest. They will be on an eco into the next round, so... Might as well, if you haven't read the situation right at first, you might as well save, try and get some exit kills while you're at it, and try again into the next one. Try stack a site, maybe? That could work out, but the round will go in favor of Zero Tenacity. Fairly easy job for them right now, with only that single kill onto Joko. So 5 would be on the board. Oh, that smoke doesn't really land where you want it to, but it's okay.
It is okay. 10 to 9, 10 to 4 though. They wished it was 10 to 9 right now. 6 rounds down, Zero Tenacity. They're allowed to make this, right? It's gonna be 9 to 5. What am I talking about? They're not double digits just yet. 3D Max, however, if they do get it up to 10, they do get it up to double digits, it's going to be quite tough for Zero Tenacity to actually try to break away from that, right? Because, sure, it's going to be an eco now. They will have cash to the next round, should be 6 to 9 in theory. In practice, however, those MP9s can be quite scary. We both know, Pop, how important the MP9s can be in this meta, especially right now, right? I mean, they're very powerful, and they can definitely shut away at least a Mac 10 or so here, and at least 1 Galil. So, the more damage that's going to be found out here, the better off 3D Max will be into the next round. As we do get to see that full A stack, we do get to see the Astralis tendencies starting up here, and huge nade damage coming on in the Molotovs. Oh my goodness, look at the amount of carnage happening down to our ramp. It's going to be Maka finding another, looking in for the second one as well. It's going to be a 2v1 remaining, half HP remaining on the MP9, and they've already pulled through more than enough damage for the next round. So Maka's just going to be looking in to try to calm his nerves and find AVN as well down here, or Brewmonster, whoever. It's gonna be a double peek, and Brewmonster falls! Oh! The MP9 did so much damage. Imagine if AVN was just a bit more tagged away by those nades. Great utility plays coming on down from the CT side, and 3D Max shut down 4 players into that full eco round.
Well, the round doesn't really go their way, but certainly the damage was in their favor. Zero Tenacity, only a single player surviving, and also the MP9's getting a lot of damage done. Maka was so close to getting that round as well. With an up, though, you could deal quite a lot more damage now. And he's going to be the first one to peek in. Oh, fully blinded. Nemanja almost takes him down. Nemanja does have some help from a couple of teammates towards ramp. Lucky could be spotted by throwing that flash, but the flash lands well, and he almost gets that kill. Getting out of harm's way in time. Once again, a very good nade thrown by 3D Max. AVN down to 52 right now. There's 3 players here, but 5 from Zero Tenacity. Are 3D Max able to hold on to the site? Joko looking to get some info, potentially a kill, but it will be Brewmonster to get that kill. Lucky not able to get anything out of that one, and Gravity is all alone trying to hold down the fort here towards the A site. Help is on the way, but will it be here in time?
I don't know, they might run away again actually. Here, Pop, Gravity finds one, traded on down by Nemanja, who pushes in through that smoke and finds 2. So there you have it. It's going to be a save on down from Maka. They've only been going down towards ramp. They've only been going down towards A, but Zero Tenacity, they've pulled through a couple of rounds, so I don't think they really mind. From a 9 to 3 going on down to a 9 to 7 here after winning out the pistol, they're going to be some happy lads. Moving on down to the next couple of rounds, it's not really going to be a goodbye coming out of 3D Max either way. And, okay, I want to ask your opinion. How do you feel about the AWP on Vertigo, right? Because for now, it's been decently important, right? But they're going to be losing it out as well, so it doesn't even matter to the point I was about to make for the next round. But I don't think an AWP on Vertigo is as important as other maps.
For me, it feels like, you know, whenever, just for ramp, is very useful. It feels like mid is kind of forgotten by most of the teams. Not a lot of teams usually play through mid. And towards the stairs of B, you might as well have an A4 instead of an AWP. But I think for ramp, you kind of have to get one, right? Because in the long range duels, you're going to be benefiting quite a lot from a lot of those tight angles. Like Brood Monster is holding back towards 3D Max right now. Just peeking next to the crane there, you're gonna have quite a good angle to peek through with an AWP or a scoped weapon. But for now, for 3D Max, it didn't really work out. All of a sudden, it's 9-7, and it's getting very tight here for 3D Max, considering it was 9-3. What feels like a couple of seconds ago. Zero Tenacity, they start picking it back up, and they start dealing quite a lot of damage, and 3D Max not able to answer back properly. Closest round they had, it was that second eco basically when they saved the weapons and they did a lot of damage with the util. But right now it's basically another half buy, only a single MP9 this time.
On down for the push. It's going to be Exercise trying to hold it down with the Deagle. Will be falling first. Maka, though, lucky as well next to him. And it's going to be Gravity trying to find something left to work with. But this is not going to happen. Zero Tenacity just running on over from this B site. Joko, how much damage can you find out here towards server side? But look at the pressure here from Exercise, who finds the double on that Deagle. Exercise, no way! Oh my goodness, the 1v2 turned away from a 2v4. This is incredible from Exercise, and now last man standing, he's gonna fall. Had the op in hand and everything. Nemanja saves the day away here for Zero Tenacity, but this was just about to go wild. I mean, he was on white container, nobody checked him, and he stayed behind. He was able to line up two and even find a third. Beautiful coming out of the man himself. Let's take a look at it one more time, because Exercise, look at this. The trigger discipline, 1, 2, and then the third. Oh my goodness, imagine Pop. He found the fourth here as well.
Yeah, they tried to go for the double peak, but it didn't really work out. Nemanja saving the day there for Zero Tenacity from what could have been a disastrous round loss. Sneaking through the smoke there and works out for 3D Max. Jofo opening up round 18 already with a kill onto Gravity. Although this time around, Maka is playing on the B side with the AWP. That's what is a little worrying here for 3D Max, because again, I think the AWP can be best used onto the ramp of the A side, especially as Brood Monster's looking up next to the smoke. If you're too aggressive here, Brood Monster is going to be very happy to find a kill. But for now, 3D Max, they're waiting for any signs of aggression out of Zero Tenacity. If they're trying to push through those smokes. A re-smoke for ramp, but Nemanja will surprise Joko, and there's Lucky with a double. But Jofo answers back once again. So it's down to Maka and Exercise to hold down the site. Good angle here from Maka. Waiting for the peek out of Jofo, but Zero Tenacity, they kind of slowed down a little bit. Going back to throwing util just to make it more annoying for Maka here. Oh, he's tagged down by the molly. I don't know if they heard it, but any damage is good damage anyway.
Well, we're going to be planted out here. 20 seconds remaining. Maka is going to get a little bit of damage down towards Brewmaster. Tries his luck. Imagine if that hit. But right now, it's a 2v3, and 3D Max haven't put up a single round out here onto their CT side. If they lose this one, it's going to be 6 in a row for Zero Tenacity. They do not want to let that happen. There is a defuse kit and there is a flash out here on both Maka and Exercise. They have to go in forward. 20 seconds remaining on the defuse, though. Time ticking away. Brewmaster wants to peek on in. Maka has to flick. And they run. Pop, they run away. This is going to be 9-9. And Zero Tenacity bring it back on their own map pick here. On their enemy's map pick, actually. To try to keep it alive. Try to keep it together.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Almost all of the pressure right now is on 3D Max. They were up 6 rounds. It's all tied up now. What can you get done here if you're 3D Max? How can you answer back? I mean, sure, getting exit kills and all that is good, but tactical pause called in. With a tactical pause, they need to find the winning formula. They can drop a couple of weapons and Lucky can buy him for himself. They can get another buy into this round, but Zero Tenacity, they're not showing any signs of stopping. Interestingly enough, it's been a 6-round streak for Zero Tenacity. As you mentioned, 3D Max yet to win a round on the CT side, but their economy is not looking all that good. So at least 3D Max got that going for them. If they're able to win a round, it should just be an eco for Zero Tenacity, or close to an eco at least, so that they can use that to their advantage, potentially get to 10 or maybe even 11 if they're able to. But at the same time, as I said, Zero Tenacity, they tie up the game. So right now, I am expecting to see potentially more mistakes, you know, as the pressure builds up. It is a half buy out of 3D Max. It is not really a bad decision, considering there's still some rounds to be played, and if they lose this round, it's not the game over. Oh, Maka risking quite a lot there, looking for a headshot possibility, but could have been headshotted himself as well. So it's rotating out, and Exercise will be the one tasked to cover the B side mostly by himself.
Well, let's take a look on down to this very, very important round. Whoever wins this one goes to double digits. And there is a single Diffuse get down onto Exercise. Only man holding away to the B side as well. He's been anchoring for a while now. And they found a chink in the armor. They have found a bit of a weakness alongside Gravity, though, now. It's going to defy 7 to come back around as well on the Seco. The AWP of Maka, not that far away from the push as well. And Lucky, he's picked up a lot of space out towards ramp, but he doesn't need to push it. Needs to wait for Nemanja. Shadow betrays him. And here comes the peek, but still he wasn't aware of the Shadow. Lucky. Oh, how we expected he'd win that duel, but he didn't. So now, A side completely empty. Zero Tenacity can run away if they want to. But will they be deciding to do that or not? 30 seconds now. Here comes the execution on the B side, and they run. They do it indeed. Maka has to deny. How many can he find? That's going to be a leg shot down from Maka. Finds a second, now looks in for more. Maka still has to try to deny. Runs away in through the ladder room. And 15 seconds now. They all go to the A side, but look away towards the position of Nemanja. Trigger discipline is here, and he sees one, shuts him down, and looks in for more. Spray connects. 2 for Nemanja. Runs away. Maka and Gravity, you're able to only find one out here as it's a 1v3 Gravity. He pushed, and his whole team is dead now. He doesn't have a Diffuse kit either. It's a really tough retake, but he has to go in for it. Nothing to win, nothing to lose. Because surely he's not winning away on this one. Gonna be going on down. There you have it. Double digits away for Zero Tenacity. They win 7 in a row on their T side to keep it alive and even prosper out here onto Vertigo.
3D Max, they had a chance there. I'm not exactly sure how Maka stayed alive for so long, but they didn't check for the possibility of Nemanja. They were sure looking for a CT, but they didn't thoroughly check the angle. It was a little bit of unlucky timing as well. Double digits and Zero Tenacity getting in the lead here is so massive from them. 3D Max, nowhere to be found mostly. It is a full buy out of 3D Max right now. Do remember it was a half buy in the previous round. Are they able to get anything done here? Or will Zero Tenacity just complete the comeback without allowing 3D Max of winning a single round on the CT side? Exercise in a forward position, and a pretty good one at that. Lucky does take down Nemanja, and it is the opening kill going towards 3D Max, something that we haven't really seen all that often so far on this map. Maka find a kill onto Jofo. Simke and AVN very close to the smoke here, and Lucky's hiding inside it. Oh, nade comes in, and there we go. There's the answers out of Zero Tenacity. Maka still here with Yop, though, and Brute Monster is going to hold on to the angle. Maka swings in, and it's a 2-on-2. This round could still go downhill, even though it started so well for 3D Max.
Started out amazingly, 2v2 still going on through here. It's Exercise and Gravity trying to hold it down together, and look at the lurk around coming in from Exercise. He could find them both here. Needs to have trigger discipline. Just does not need to shoot away on the first, and he doesn't, but doesn't check for the second. Simke still left alive. Simke goes in forward, but finally Gravity pushes on down and manages to break away the curse of 3D Max here. The comeback attempt has been thwarted away. Zero Tenacity, they finally lost a round, but it may be too late out here for 3D Max, or it may not. Coming down to round number 21, it all relies on who gets momentum out here. 3D Max finally able to put up something on the board. It's 10-10, it's double digits for both sides. We're getting into the end game, and no one is safe.
So way too close for comfort. If you're 3D Max, you know, you can't really breathe a sigh of relief because you just won their first round on the CT side. Zero Tenacity calling for their tactical pause, and that's because their money is actually pretty bad, right? They can't really buy up into this one. They could force, but if that goes south, it could be 12 for 3D Max. So that's not really an option at the moment. So they will just eco it out. Maybe just a couple of pistols here and there, and potentially concede this round to 3D Max, but then they are able to buy up and play full force. So just a very close affair from what we thought. It would have been just another one-sided map, the 3D Max, and a done deal. Well, Zero Tenacity had other plans. Flash ready from Gravity to help out Exercise, but Exercise will back away. In case he was a fast play towards the stairs, they want to deploy the flash. Nemanja will be the first one to peek in with the Glock, and
Ooh.
Exercise first one to go down without dealing a lot of damage. Nade was good though, and they start falling like flies. Brood Monster will be taken down by Maka, and it's all down to Simke. He only has a Glock, and he actually takes down Maka. Nade should be enough. There we go. He actually did a front flip, but he gets the bomb planted. Did he get 3 kills?
Yeah, they get 3 kills, they get the bomb down. It's a perfect eco round coming out here for Zero Tenacity. Well, perfect would have been actually them winning it out, but it's an amazing round coming out here for Zero Tenacity all in all, because this forces 3D Max to buy back into the game. They won't have a lot of cash remaining afterwards. Now it's going to be a full buy coming out away for Zero Tenacity, and overall, it just works out, right? So, round number 22, it all comes down to, can 3D Max win this one out? Because if they're able to do that, Zero Tenacity, sure, you're on the T side. Sure, you will have enough of a loss bonus to try to find yourselves over to another force buy. But it gets 3D Max down to match point, right? It gets them to best of 3 point, really. And from that point forwards, it's really going to be tough for Zero Tenacity to try to get back from their hole. They've dug themselves a little bit of a grave out here. They had the momentum going. They tossed it away, now they need to get it back. And that's one way to do it. Yofel finds Gravity up first, shuts him down. And now next one up is going to be Maka on the list, but let's see if he's able to intercept or not. Double peek. Ooh, it's the boost actually. And oh, there you have it, Nemanja. Great shot. Brew Monster finds Joko, and this round should be over really quickly.
Oh, lucky. Take down Brood Monster. If Exercise can find something in mid. Oh, trying to peek on the right timing. Only deployed, but he can swing in from the other side of the wall. Nemanja will take down Exercise, and lucky just wants to save his AK. It's a done deal. It's 11 on the board for Zero Tenacity. 3D Max, he will not have a lot of money to play with, courtesy of the kills that Zero Tenacity got with the Glocks, with the upgraded pistols in the previous round. Yeah, even though 3D Max are able to get a couple of kills, or not a couple of kills, but a couple of rounds, it's still Zero Tenacity to strike back. We're talking about a strong point of 3D Max not allowing the enemy team to string rounds together. Well, Zero Tenacity are trying to do exactly that, and lucky he didn't actually see Nemanja on that quick peek. He might actually be a-okay. He's gonna get a kill onto Nemanja. Oh, he's being spammed, and AVN will take him down in the end. So there's no AK save for the side of Lucky. And it will be Zero Tenacity tying up the game with 3D Max in a rough spot. I don't think there's any talk here. I don't think you force here. I think you just eco and try and play for overtime.
Yeah, I think you have to. But maybe we got to see a couple of forces, you know, really go out and be wild that we weren't really expecting coming out here for 3D Max before into the first half. So, I mean, who knows? It's the call of Maka to make out here, and they do go in for the full eco. Okay, so there you have it. Coming on down to round number 23, we're not expecting too much. However, we did get to see that round where they were about to win a full USP round. Lucky's still 20 and 12. It's still Maka 17 and 13, so the frags are still coming in together. They're still making it happen. But 3D Max, they've lost a couple of rounds. Great nade coming out here from Simke and Yofo, working it together. Half HP remaining onto Lucky and Joko, and that's going to be the push on down. Nobody to find anything out here onto the CT side. As Lucky manages to get one. The P250 in the hands of the Exercise. Don't think it's going to be able to pick up anything, but it's going to get mollied off and shut on down. So there you have it. 12 on the board. Zero Tenacity reach the breaking point. They reach themselves the match point, and right now all they need to do is just not fumble the bag on this last round of the first regulations. It'd be overtime as well, but they need to win this one to send us on over to Anubis.
Yeah, and if we get to Anubis, Zero Tenacity, they are going to be very happy about that. Not only they stay alive, but also it is a very, very good map for them and the most played map in the past 3 months. 3D Max. Are they able to force out overtime? Are they able to extend the duration of this game? Struggling quite hard here on the CT side. I think struggling is an understatement. Only able to get a couple of rounds so far on a map that he looked very good on. Exercise, he's expecting the boost to have come by now, and the double nade, but Exercise still gets the kill somehow. It's only down to 56 HP from a couple of nades. He read it right, almost getting a second kill. AVN will trade, but only 29 HP for AVN.
Oh, and another big kill coming on down here from Joko just brings about the score even better for 3D Max. As they get the man advantage, it's going to be a 4v3 again with low HP onto AVN. He does have the AWP, but that forces Brute Monster to go on the aggressive. Taking him out of his comfort zone here. 40 seconds, 3D Max. They've got both sides under lockdown. And coming in from Ivy, it is going to be Yofo. Trying to peek on down first. Gets spotted away by Joko. Lots of damage dealt, but still no casualties made just yet. Here comes the pre-fire, and here comes the timing. Only 20 seconds now. Big damage, 1 HP remaining onto the AWPer. AVN has to hold for this round. It's all do or die. It's do or nothing. And Joko shuts him down. Brute Monster no more. AVN trying to plant away the bomb here. He is going to go down, and only a single bullet needed, but he doesn't fall yet. There's still a chance. Yofo finds two. Yofo just doesn't stop, man. And the AWP doesn't connect on anything, but Yofo has to come in through a ramp right now. Time ticking away. There is no defuse kit, and they don't need it. It's overtime. And we go 12 to 12. 3D Max still in this game.
They come back alive. Barely, but they managed to do it. And I'm ready for this overtime, Atro. I'm gonna be honest, I'm so ready. From a 9 to 3, only able to force out overtime, and on Zero Tenacity's terms, actually, they were the ones who reached 12. They were the ones that had a chance to close out this second map in their favor. Ooh, yeah. Jofo. Very good try out of him, but they couldn't get another kill there. 2-on-4 made it into a 2-on-2. 12 to 12, and into overtime we go. Still on the same side. Still 3D Max. Not really getting things done, but hey, at least they got overtime. We'll see what they can do here. You know, usually what happens when you get to overtime, whatever happened in the first 24 rounds of regulation, just throw that out of the window. Anything else can happen here. 3D Max, they struggled to get 3 rounds to force out overtime. I wouldn't be surprised to get 3 rounds in a row here. Anything can still happen, so it's gonna be a banger. Brute Monster gets the kill onto Lucky to start things off on their own terms.
Do indeed flash to try to counter. It's going to be Maka trying to peek away here with his teammate, and he's going to be trading him out. Joko to fall here, leaving the IGL all by himself out here with the AWP. A slow rotate, but the cavalry still will be arriving any moment now. Zero Tenacity still have yet decided whether or not they want to push inside of the A side or not. Here comes a bit of a nade, doesn't deal that much damage. Gravity, oh, this is an alpha angle and a half. Let's see if it catches somebody off guard. Smoke on down, AVN is gonna get peeked onto this one. Oh my goodness, this could be a lineup. It's only one looking there for the second. Gravity doesn't deal enough damage. Now coming into the side, it's gonna be Maka to try to deny. Maka finds one, gets run over. 1v2 remaining. Exercise, can he find this one? No utility left, only a smoke and a defuse kit. The bomb not yet to be planted as well. And he's running out of bullets out here, trying to get back inside of the position. He shuts down one, looks there for the second, sees the upper, and shuts him down. Exercise! Oh my goodness! There you have it, 3D Max. They're back in the game, and they're ready to move. They're ready to go. Oh, how the Frenchmen do it again.
Well, that could be a start of something great. What a clutch there out of Exercise. Exercise, who's not really having the best performance right now. 11 and 17. But he pulls through when he's needed. Clutching the round up and getting the first round on the board in overtime for 3D Max. Now, Zero Tenacity certainly not happy about that one. We saw that in the webcams down in the middle. So, we'll see if they start, you know, being a little bit more aggressive, being a little bit annoyed. It's a quick boost at a 3D Max. That could surprise someone. Exercise was tagged up by the double nade. Where's the B side? Joko does find Joffo, though. Although Nemanja comes in with a double kill, and he actually opens up the A site. It's time for Maka to try and trade, but Nemanja with 2 HP is able to take down Maka. And this round goes so downhill for 3D Max. It started off, you know, with that kill on the Joffo, but all of a sudden, Gravity is in a 1-on-4.
He is in a 1v4. However, smoke and an incendiary, defuse kit on his back, ready to try to deny as much as he can. Because there's no need to save on overtime, right? They've got enough money for the next round. Although, Gravity, he's going to be doing exactly that. Apparently, they want to have enough cash for an AWP here for the last round. So, okay, sure. Whatever. Play for the econ. Don't go for it. It's a 1v4 either way, so we can't really expect too much out of them, really. But 13-13, Pop, we're getting into territory where every single round counts, right? Everything matters, and 3D Max are putting their best foot forward, and so are Zero Tenacity. Finally, we get to see everybody start getting back on stage. It's Joffo who has been doing a lot for the team out here, keeping them alive, and now Nemanja, Simke, they're finding impact, they're finding damage. And Gravity is finding some exit frags here as he keeps on going. But what 3D Max need to do is, well, first of all, connect on this last round for their city side, because they're not going to get another one, and they buy up a scout by mistake. There's the AWP. And then they need to start turning things around. They need to change things, because their T side was great, right? Onto the city side is where they fumbled the bag. So if Zero Tenacity swap on over sides here after this round, and they're not able to really put up a good defense, they fall all this way for nothing. Right, so they have to be very careful of how they execute this round and how they keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if Nemanja keeps on going like that, he's gonna be very complicated for 3D Max. Although they do find a trade onto Simke, Nemanja with another kill onto Maka.
Wow.
He's not stopping at all, and they're sneaking in through mid. There's no idea on the side of 3D Max that that's happening. He opened up the B side while Nemanja was solo working the A site. And he was getting so much damage dealt. They're just gonna push through the smoke.
Oh.
AVN, Brood Monster, they find the kills, and it is 14-13 in favor of Zero Tenacity. They will end the first half of overtime in their favor. But do remember that 3D Max did also very well as well on the T side. So We'll see if anything changes, because it's been 15 rounds since those two teams were on the other sides.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while indeed, but now we move into CT side Zero Tenacity again, and maybe this time things will be looking differently. As 3D Max, I have a sneaking suspicion here, Pop, that they're going to be going to the A side again. I mean, that's the only thing they did on the first half, and it worked, right? So why change it? But it looks like they are changing it, at least initially here. They're sending a couple of players down towards the B side.
Yeah, they want to keep them guessing. I mean, you know, Zero Tenacity, they're trying to remember what 3D Max did on their T side for like 15 rounds ago, and well, what happened was they went to the A side. So 3D Max, they tried to go towards mid, but Monster takes down Joko, but there's the answer out of Maka. Another player close by. It's the Monsters. Nemanja. Nemanja going down to Gravity. Getting no impact out of this one. Last time they went through mid, there was a player swinging through the smoke and they got him. This time, Joffo will stay put behind that smoke, and the push will keep on going. AVN paying attention to the stairs, even though Simke will need his help. Simke goes down. AVN waiting in the corner. Ooh. Oh, they find him. Gravity gets the kill, and it's Joffo all alone. 1-on-3, bomb planted. Maka will be surprised to find Joffo this close. Nade deployed, and Gravity could go down, but the nade is long, and Gravity gets the headshot. 3D Max. They tie up the game. Oof. What an overtime we have.
Imagine that nade goes through, hits Gravity right on the head there. It's a 1v1, and Joffo finds it somehow. That would have been insane on the clutch, but still 14-14. Yeah, indeed, it's a crazy overtime, which boils down to the last 2 rounds of overtime here. Is it going to be the second one, or are we going to be seeing one of these two teams actually win it on down here for Vertigo finally? Because they have been fighting, and Zero Tenacity has been trying to claw their way back into this game, but no one has any idea about how this is going to go. Still, 3D Max. They're trying to keep them guessing indeed. They will be sending on over themselves to the B site once more. And even though it kind of worked the last time, now it has to work out again. And Simke, he's the first man of contact here for the B play. However, 3D Max, it looks like Maka has slowed down a bit. He's starting to really get in his head and try to overcomplicate it a little bit. Let's see if it's gonna pay off or not, though.
Oh, they're gonna boost at the edge of the smoke. Simke not spotted just yet. Molly comes through. I don't think that affects anyone. Nope. And they're slowly moving in. Oh, Simke, he finds Maka. That's the op going down. And the opening kill going the way of Zero Tenacity. What a nade landing at the feet of Simke. But they are looking to change up the play to go back and up the ramp towards the A site. Joko in a pretty good position. In the meantime, Joffo is behind the sandbags. But they are taking their time. 25 seconds left. They're going to have to hurry up in a second here. Brood Monster forced back. They have a molly to check for sandbags, though, because Joffo could be the key player in this round. Brood Monster, in the meantime, taking a swing into Ivy. Exercise, find Joffo. Oh. Joko with a kill onto Brood Monster. Can they cover the site? Yes, they can. And the bomb plant will go through. There's another player very close to the site. That is AVN. No, that's Simke actually taken down by Joko. I don't know how they do it, but it's a 3-on-1. AVN all alone to try and win the round and get Zero Tenacity to map point once again. He gets Joko, but needs to find 2 more. Gravity on site.
Oh my
but
god.
Not eliminated in 3D Max. How are they so good at a T side that they are able to turn around a round that looked lost, basically, to time, to positioning? 15-14, somehow they do it, and into round 30 we go.
You could see the disappointment on AVN's face there. right? His whole team dying one by one as Gravity was not stopping. That man was going, and you got to see the double kill coming out of him. Just absolutely on point, on the timing that everything was just working out for 3D Max. Now, it's 15-14. It's a 4-spy round coming out of Zero Tenacity. MP9 on Brute Monster, and this is just going from bad to worse out here for the Balkan side, right? They started things off on an advantage. They started things off being the ones that were supposed to win Vertigo. They made the comeback happen, and now Maka's finding frags, Gravity as well. Everybody from 3D Max is just running them down, and at the end of the line, they started sinking. The ship has been breached. And Zero Tenacity, even though they fought for so long and so hard, tried to make this best of 3 dares, try to find the reverse sweep. It's all down to AVN and Simk in a 2v5 post-plan situation, and it's not looking likely, Pop. I think this is just about to mark the end of this best of 3 and send 3D Max into the quarterfinals.
AVN, nothing he can do, just end it flawlessly here, 3D Max, and it's gonna be very, very close, but they get it 2-0. What a T-side half in overtime here. What a T-side overall from 3D Max. It was so good. The CT side, though.